Hey everyone, and welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. I basically just listened to this book.
I listened to it off Overdrive.
Okay, so this is about Jo Kwan, who lives in the South during the early 1900s. She lives with Old Jin, who is kind of her caretaker. She recently was fired from her hat-making job, which she absolutely loved, but because she is an Asian American, she's treated as other in the very prejudiced South, so it's kind of difficult for her to find places to live and places to find work. So essentially what ends up happening is Jo starts working for the wealthy family that Old Jin works for, and she used to work for them, but
she's a lady's maid for their daughter.
But their daughter is a supreme jerk pants. And so she's kind of concerned about it, but she needs the money. And also, kind of, Old Jin and Jo live in kind of this basement of a house, and the people who actually own the house don't know that.
I couldn't really, I think it's like, they're supposed to be like their root cellar, which isn't actually connected. I was kind of confused by that.
They were using a term that I've never had experience with.
What was it?
The root, I think it was like root cellar or something. I don't know.
So my grandma used to call her basement a cellar. So
anyway,
that wasn't the Southern grandma.
They lived beneath the house, and they made sure that the people living in the actual house didn't know. But the people living in the actual house owned one of the local newspapers, but their subscriptions were going down, and in order to keep the house, they need to sell more subscriptions. So Jo decides to help them out because she doesn't want to lose her home either. So she starts anonymously writing the Miss Sweetie column, which is an advice column, but she totally puts it all out there, addresses all real issues, and she does so honestly. She just needs to make sure nobody ever finds out her identity, because she could get in a lot of trouble, a lot of dangerous trouble, if they find out.
And she has very strong emotions for the son of the owners of the house. So first, I had a very mixed reaction to this book. First of all, I swear the original press release described the book as different. It had a different name, and it was very different description. So I don't know if I just read into it or if they rewrote the whole book. I don't know. I liked
the main concept of Jo as Miss Sweetie. I thought that was super interesting.
That was the part I really liked.
The chapter kind of headings were like Miss Sweetie kind of responding to different questions, yes. And I liked that. Like I liked the push and pull between Jo and the son. I liked all of that. It's when you get into her being the lady's maid that I really was like,
Well, and there's a whole thing with a horse race, and I'm like, and that, like how that story was resolved, and that
it came together very quickly.
And I also kind of felt like the idea of a possible romance, which would have been illegal, like I felt like that wasn't addressed enough. So I kind of feel like,
I think if it had focused on that, I think you could have kind of rounded out the story better, and it would have been a better book.
So I feel like the intentions were good, but the execution didn't get there.
Well, and so this is getting Prince buzz. So I was reading it with that lens of like, is this literature?
And I didn't see that.
And I don't think so. Like, and I'm not saying that it was poorly written. It was decently it was decently written. I just don't think that it's literature.
I don't think it's I don't think it's like put that medal on the cover of the book.
Right.
Good.
Like I don't think it rises above.
I think it would be great in like a 7th grade classroom talking about prejudice and history.
Oh yeah, I mean I definitely think readers will respond to this. I think they'll enjoy it. I think even though the ending kind of came together very quickly and kind of left me feeling kind of like
ripped off. I felt a little ripped, it didn't resolve it enough.
But I think it's still a solid book, and I think I'd even see myself recommending this book, like
particularly for that horrible historical fiction unit. I think this would be a great book for that.
Well, and I think that even if there was another book, like if there was another book in the series, like I could even see myself continuing on and reading it.
Maybe.
I would.
Probably if it was more about Miss Sweetie. We should just rate it.
So, okay, our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, doesn't get a horn, isn't magical, and is therefore a horse. Where are you?
I'm at a 3. It was a solid book.
I'm at a 3 as well. So, that's where we're at.
See you on. Bye.